desperation coming out of WWE headquarters is palpable. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. This has not been the best of weeks for the WWE, which is something you do not want to hear en route to the most stupendous WrestleMania in history. But it seems obvious that with William Regal and Jeff Hardy popping up on AEW and AEW stealing Ring of Honor from under Vince McMahon's nose, they believe times are desperate, and that in turn require overly desperate measures. Let's start with the Madison Square Garden show. It was obvious that Bobby Lashley was not going to show up, so everyone was awaiting Brock Lesnar's opponent for the WWE Championship. And it was Austin Theory. I really wanted someone to take the title from Lesnar and prevent what will be a terrible decision in keeping the unification match going, but no. Lesnar beat Theory in a very short match, then the Bloodline beat up on Lesnar in the ring to keep that angle going. Now I'm wondering where this is going. Will the winner of the match, unless it's by disqualification or countout, which is highly unlikely, defend each title on the respective shows, or will the titles truly be united and the champ has to defend it on either show? Pray it's not the latter. We saw how well that worked after WrestleMania 18. Then came Raw, where in a triple threat match, RK Bro regained the Raw Tag Team titles, and Randy, for the first time in his 20-odd year career, finally uttered the F word. Friend. He said he was a friend of Riddle. Riddle. Well, I'm very certain, character-wise, that takes a break every day at 420 to roll a blunt as big as Baltimore. Riddle is 5 times as annoying as a character as Enzo Amore during his brief stint. Nobody should be friends with him. Randy should have dumped Riddle when they lost the titles in the first place, but no. The WWE Universe loved the team, so they have them actually solidify the bromance. And then came what I believe is the lowest point ever in NXT 2.0. In a triple threat match, Dolph Ziggler, a veteran of WWE long before NXT was a thing, won the NXT Championship in the same way RK Bro won the tag titles. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I thought we had put those ideas aside after Charlotte Flair lost the NXT Women's title. Sure, Ziggler and Rude have become pushers for other Raw teams and superstars, and I would love to see Rude's glorious entrance again, but that's no reason to shove these two back to NXT, let alone give Ziggs a title. But no, they still hadn't recovered from the Wednesday Night Wars with AEW, and the 2.0 makeover wasn't having the effect they hoped for, so they thought they threw a Hail Mary and hoped having a seasoned superstar at the end of his run as champ would breathe some life back in WWE University. Speaking of, SmackDown has a new graduate from NXT 2.0, and it's Pete Dunne. Oh, wait, sorry. Butch. Ay. As much as an idea of an all-British Isles hooligan faction appeals to me, I think people would have had a better reaction if they didn't rename the longtime Bruiserweight. Not sure if a change to Butch is better or worse than the change to Gunther. Apparently SmackDown was having ratings issues against AEW as well, so they decided to infuse a little more chaos into it. Needless to say, timing was impeccable, though not on purpose. We saw the nasty bump Big E took on the outside of the ring on SmackDown, which resulted in a broken neck. Thank goodness he's not paralyzed, but at 36 this could be career-ending nonetheless, and with King Woods still on the mend, that leaves Kofi Kingston alone in the WWE for the first time since the New Day formed. I don't think any amount of positivity can help him now. Still don't think the WWE is in desperation mode? They slated Johnny Knoxville to go up against Sami Zayn at the show of shows, and chances are Johnny will win. They're bringing Pat McAfee out from behind the announcer's table and back into the ring against Austin Theory, and chances are Pat will win. They had an injured Rick Boogs fight Jey Uso in order to get a tag title match for himself and Shinsuke Nakamura, and they won. And chances are they will win at WrestleMania. And don't get me started with Stone Cold Steve Austin as part of KO Mania 7 or the like. It's obvious that the WWE needs, not just wants, but needs to fill all 100,000 seats at AT&T Stadium for both nights of WrestleMania. Then with their coffers bursting again, they can work on better programming to try to keep AEW at bay. But when you have to do such things that look as desperate as the day is long during the summer solstice in Siberia, you are not endearing yourself to longtime fans like me. Sure, these may seem like what the fans want, but they're a fickle group, you know. Forcing us to accept these things out of nowhere and at an alarming rate will only make us wonder if Vince isn't slipping further and further into dementia. And that if it isn't time for Triple H and Stephanie to take him to a farm upstate Connecticut where he has room to romp and play. It's okay to be desperate, WWE, but stop making it look so obvious. You're making yourself look weak to your competition. And the mass exodus to AEW will never end. I'm Chris Wolvie with the Wrestling Vlog, who always tell it like it is. Stay safe, pray for peace, and I'll see you.